What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Grab My Banner podcast, episode number 35. And boys, the cafe has just, I don't even know, I don't even want to say it's just on fire. That shit is like next level. That's like, imagine, you remember when you were a kid and your parents told you that like the end of the tip of flames is like blue and that's like the hotter flame? I imagine this cafe is like all blue flame fire, just like burning to a crisp, every single person in there. Because it was fucking bad today. It was awful.
Terrible.
Well, you see, after 8 hours, I heard the fire got doused.
Oh, yeah, it did.
But I have to assume it's like any fire. When you douse the fire and the flame's gone, the ground is still really hot.
Yes. So there's a lot going on. I gotta say, I'm like really tired from today because we talked about this 2 or 3 shows ago where we're like we made a joke. We're like, maybe we should whisper that it's gonna actually like be good, but we should just say it's gonna be bad because maybe it'll jinx it. And then last episode we kind of went away from that. We're like, you know what? Fuck it. We'll just say it's gonna be good because we know it's gonna be good.
Sure.
And quite the opposite happened today. Update happens at 10 a.m. Pacific time. It is finally live here about an hour ago at 7 p.m. Pacific. So if you count that up, that's about 8 to 9 hours where the new legend was just not able to be played.
So are we saying this is our fault from the jinx?
Well, it could be our fault. Or it could be the damn data miners' fault because all the writers that develop, those damn data miners, they're the cause of all... You fucking hacks. Why don't you get your shit under control before you go and start attacking other people in your community, by the way? And there's really... The data miners are not leaking anything about comics at all. If anything, there's little small details here and there. Now, and I would be more understanding if you're upset at the data miners for leaking info. If your game fucking worked, I would be able to be more on your side. But the fact that it didn't work and just started working on your brand new grand release date, Legacy, you guys literally said it's not going to be Season 9, it's going to be Legacy. For that to happen, yeah, maybe it is the Legacy update. Maybe it is because this has been a Legacy. Your entire Legacy Apex has been failure after failure, bug after bug, glitch after glitch, things not working consistently since day fucking one. And it's frustrating, man.
Definitely they've had issues with servers especially. That's probably been the biggest consistent issue across the board since day one. But I do want to just point out they still have some really cool things that they did with this patch and some really cool things they've done with previous patches.
Hey, I don't think we should really shit on the game, honestly. I feel like we should get people excited for the new season.
We can get people excited. I had a lot of fun with it. Kyle, I don't want you to think that I'm getting mad at the game. The game itself we played today, and it was great.
Fantastic.
It was very fun. The arena mode is awesome. What I don't like is when there is an obvious issue, there's an obvious problem with the game not working, right?
And they're going to
then they're going to start pointing fingers at people. That's what I don't appreciate. And then I think one of the tweets, the word said they have no life about data miners, leakers, guys who have built up hype for your game, guys who helped us create this podcast that's built up hype for your game. That's where I draw the line because I love the game just as much as you, and we're not going to be shitting on the game the whole time. I promise you. This is just a little bit of an intro after we just had to deal with like 8 hours of not being able to play the new Legend. But I will say, it's one thing I will understand you a lot better if you're not pointing fingers at other in the community, others that we really appreciate and we like, before you get your game fixed. That's all I'm trying to say. We will talk a lot of positive things about this game because there's a lot of positives out there right now, and I won't deny that one bit. But I will say, stop pointing fingers. The only fingers you should be pointing at is yourself trying to get this shit fixed because this was the legacy of this. This should have been your
crown jewel.
This was the reboot,
jewel.
Man.
This was it.
So
yeah,
I was going to say one thing I want to point out. What I saw was from Twitter. They have individuals within their company that are tweeting things in response to some of the leakers and some of the other issues going on in the community. But Respawn's account and Respawn themselves, I have not taken to that. The only thing I've seen from them today, from actual Respawn themselves, was updates on how well or how they're trying to fix it. They had like 6 different updates for the community saying we are working on this. We know what it is. We're getting it. It's slowly getting better. Bear with us for the time being. Okay, now it's fixed. Took forever.
Took a long time.
Took quite a while, but I will say that it's not necessarily Respawn that's stating this. It's members within
certain members.
It's certain members of the Respawn's team that are stating this, and I don't necessarily agree with them speaking on behalf of the company like that without having some PR move. And even then, it should come through Respawn itself if it's stating that. I think that would be a much better accepted way to state it as well. Some of these guys need to probably cool it a little bit on the social media.
I never understood PR departments for the longest time in my life. I was always like, why do companies spend so much money on public relations and stuff like that? And then I see stuff like this and I'm like, oh, it actually makes a lot of sense. Because when you see tweets like that, it makes you look at Respawn, you're like, wow, fuck you. Like, fuck you. But then you look at, like you said, Brian, like you said, Kyle, there's a lot of good stuff. There's a lot of good out there. Respawn worked their ass off all day long trying to get this done. Now, maybe should they have had this ready beforehand? Probably, especially if you're going to call it the legacy update.
I just can't help but think, like, at some point, if they know this is such a big issue and they work on it so adamantly and they pour so much into the stories of these things, I have to think some of it's not Respawn. A lot of it's got to be EA, dude. I think a lot of it has to be EA, and I think that they're limited on their resources of the servers that they have, and EA is just not providing. That's the company that they're running through their servers.
For our sake, I hope you're right. I hope it's more EA than Respawn, because that would make me feel a lot better. But I have seen conflicting reports on both sides, saying it's more EA, saying it's more Respawn. I don't know what's true. I don't think any of us will really ever know what's true. But it was a tough release. But let's get on what Kyle wants us to talk about, and let's fucking talk about the good things that happen. We've got a great show for you guys here today. We're going to go through some of our thoughts from the patch notes. We're going to restart the gambling segment now aimed towards the arena mode, and we're going to have more of the Raze Energy discussion. So we're going to get into that real quick. But before we do that, we have a huge announcement because we just hit 300 members in our Discord, which is fucking awesome.
Insane.
300 people up in that Discord talking, getting teammates, talking Apex, talking life, really. A lot of these people have grown up, I wouldn't say before our eyes because it hasn't been that long, but we've seen and met some great people in that Discord, and you should be in there if you like this podcast, if you enjoy it. It's a little bit of a younger crowd, but we do have some older members in there who just like to help and find teammates, do different stuff like that. There's a place for you in the Grab My Banner Discord, no matter what age, no matter what sex you are, no matter anything at all. There's a place for you in the Discord, and we like to see you in there. We try to talk to everybody as much as possible. Hop in there. Also, don't forget to follow our Twitter, our Instagram, our TikTok, and our Twitch. We've been streaming a lot. We're probably going to stream right after this episode is done and ready to go. Boys, let's get into the Raze Energy Question of the Week. And we got this one from one of our members up on Twitter. He tweeted it to us earlier today. He said, what skin would you design for each legend? Now, there's a lot of great skins out there already, but I think there's a lot to be left desired for some of these legends, especially with some of the lore that they have behind them, and just like cosmetic ideas for each legend. They're all different in their own different way. So, boys, what skins would you design for each legend?
I'm going to go ahead and take this one first, because anytime someone asks me this question, I almost have the same exact answer regardless of the game, as long as there are female characters that I think are attractive. And it can carry over to the male characters too. But my three favorite female characters in this game are Wattson as number 1, and then Wraith as number 2, and Loba as number 3. And what I would love to see for all three of those characters is 3 different types of skins. I'd like to see a street clothes version of all 3, and one street clothes version with tattoos and one without. Mm-hmm. And then I want a third skin for all 3 where they're wearing like kimonos and they have like a sick fucking like samurai sword on their hip.
So like the whole samurai idea. Like a lot of games do that.
It would be awesome. I would love that.
That would be cool.
Yeah. So that would be like the skins that I'd be looking forward to the most. You know that I would love to see Wattson with like the fucking kraken coming up one side of her body, and then the sakura tree on the other side, bro. That would be the hottest thing in the world. Maybe one of her street clothes skins, she doesn't have bangs. I would love to see that. Maybe if you guys could draw that for me, I'd pay you in some way, shape, or form. I'd give you something back.
I want to see you draw it.
Okay, here,
Can you
Brian.
draw?
I'll do it right now.
Okay, I want you to know whatever you draw right now is going on Twitter.
Okay.
It is okay. He looks like. Let me broadcast this real quick. Looks like he has a circular head.
This is
Going for the hair right now.
I'm going for the hair.
Not great. Not bad. Not great. She has a stick figure body, which we know Loba to not have in real life.
She's not.
It's Watson.
She's
Oh,
not.
it's Watson.
She's not spazzing, and she's winking. That's why there's only one eye open.
Okay, so she's missing
And
one eye.
she's got her hands behind her head because she's relaxed.
You just can't draw hands, can you?
All right, that's not good.
What do you think?
Posting it on Twitter.
Brian's gonna have to take a picture and post this on Twitter. One of her boobs is like way
Bro,
out
what
to the
the-
far left.
Dude,
What the fuck is this?
I don't know. That's not good.
let me see.
That's just
Hold
not
on.
good.
There was
Oh,
a time
jeez.
constraint.
Holy.
Bro, you could have
You
said,
couldn't even draw attached boobs?
Troy,
Come on.
you could
The
have.
body,
weren't
the
even
body,
close.
the
They weren't
body
even
is
close.
Oh my
implied.
God. Okay, that's going on Twitter.
She looks
Yeah,
like
it's
an
gotta
ugly
go on
rabbit.
Twitter.
Bro.
I had something similar to you for like Wraith. You said Wraith, correct?
Yeah.
So for Wraith, I've always wanted to see Wraith before she became Wraith. I've always
Yeah.
wanted to see because apparently she was a scientist, and so I want to see how she was before that. I picture her kind of with glasses, more of a hair down type situation, and and kind of. I just want to see what she was before that, because we've always known her with the very light blue eyes, kind of blind looking eyes. I want to see something like that before who she was before. Maybe she has brown eyes or something like that. Just a different side of Wraith. And then in my sicko part of my brain, I want to see the Wraith, her OnlyFans shoot Wraith. Probably wouldn't be allowed to be in the game. Lots of skin on that. Lots of skin on that skin.
You ever see Princess Leia, episode 6?
Episode 6. You're asking me? I drafted Princess Leia episode 6.
Okay, just
the
check.
Dami Mommy draft. Yeah, that would be cool. That's actually a great
That's a lit one.
comparison right there. That'd be a great skin.
So, talking on the Star Wars theme here, I got another one that I would love to see, and that's good old Revenant. I would love to see him dressed as Darth Maul.
Bro.
Oh, that would
that'd
be
be
so
lit.
sick.
Oh,
And
Revenant would be
Respawn
wild.
has a Star Wars game. They have Star Wars Fallen
And
Order.
that's what's making me be like, oh, they already have the ties to Star Wars. We could see a Star Wars crossover into Apex and
That'd be-
That
Titanfall.
would be so
Start seeing
sick.
skins for that. That would be absolutely insane.
I actually have one along the same lines as you as well. I had Bloodhound, and instead of just the regular Bloodhound mask, I had a variation of a Darth Vader mask.
That'd be dead.
Because they I thought the same thing as you. They
That'd be
have
sick.
Star Wars game, so that would be interesting if they did something like that.
That'd be hella dope.
It is also May the 4th.
May
which
the
made
4th
me
be
think
with
of it.
you.
Yeah.
Oh, right?
Shout out.
Getting away from that Star Wars theme for a second, I did have another movie-themed one that came to my mind, and I would love to see for Pathfinder, because I want to see this dude in boxing shorts and shoes with a championship belt on, so I have something to go with my boxing gloves.
Fucking
That'd
you
be
stole
lit.
mine, bro.
Did I?
I mean, no, but
I feel like that's a given,
It's such
but
an
it's
easy
such an
one to.
easy.
That's a sick
Dude,
one.
that's a layup.
It's kind of crazy that they don't already have it.
Give him 2 skins, one regular with it. You can go Apollo Creed.
Apollo Creed, yeah.
That's for one. That'd be a great one.
Yeah.
And then on the flip side, you could have another recolor of it, but give him the Mike Tyson tattoo.
Dude,
Bro,
the
that'd be
Mike
so
sick would
Tyson
that be?
tattoo on his one eye would be
Yeah, just on the
sick.
one eye. Like, what, dude, that's awesome. Like,
That
that'd be a
would be
great
awesome.
idea. And it gives something that the gloves go with. Because realistically, the one issue that I really have with the gloves is they don't go well with any skin for the most part. Like, they do every now and then, somewhat. But they don't
Not
have something
really,
that
though.
fits.
Imagine if you had that skin, it changed the color of the gloves or something like
Bro,
that.
that'd be
like
sick.
it made them more realistic, red and white Everlast boxing gloves or something like that.
I would
That'd be
love to
so
see that.
Cool.
Or even if they didn't. Like, I wouldn't even mind if it didn't, because if you're dressed up as a freaking rock'em sock'em robot to the max, it's supposed to be silly. It's supposed to have a little comedy to it, and that fits Pathfinder, so I wouldn't mind too much.
Yeah.
But I would love to see Pathfinder decked out as Mike Tyson. That'd be awesome.
That'd be
Very
awesome.
cool.
Dude, the
That's a heavy-
tattoo on the one eye just gets me. Though.
Oh, yeah, that'd be
sick.
great.
I had one for Fuse.
What did you say?
So for Fuse, we've always seen him as the guy who likes to drink beer at the bar, dresses casually, has his guitar, just kind of, like a very casual guy. I would love to see a skin with Fuse, like just decked out in a fucking suit, like to the nines, like all the way, like a beautiful looking suit, just looks legitimately badass. I would love to see that. So. Yeah, bro, formal attire, fucking. I would love to see Fuse, like hair slicked back, looking just badass.
That looking dapper, bro. That shit dope.
I literally had that as a blanket. I said I have one blanket I want to see across all of them. I want to see every legend dressed to the fucking nines. I want to see Loba throw one of her parties, and everyone goes all out and dresses for it, and we get every single one of those skins at once.
That'd be sick.
How awesome would that be?
That'd be hella dope.
So yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to see Octane in his suit. I thought Octane in his suit would look...
Bro, I want to see Mirage in those pinstripes.
See, Octane grew up in a rich household, right? So there's probably been a lot of events that he had to attend where he had to dress nice. You say pinstripes for Mirage. I would love to see Octane in some pinstripes.
I think...
he's not wearing a regular black suit. He's got to have some sort of flair, too.
I think Octane's a bow tie guy, bro. I think he's lit, bro.
I just want to throw it out there. Either one of these two has these sleeves torn off of their suit, and it's either Fuse or Caustic.
I could see it's Fuse.
Fuse or Caustic. One of them has the sleeves ripped off, and it's one of those two. I don't know which one.
That's funny.
And Octane's wearing the fucking slack shorts.
Okay, for Fuse, I had I want a skin where he looks like Kiss.
Oh, he's got the face makeup and everything?
He's got the face makeup and everything, bro.
Yeah.
Like, that would just be dope.
Very cool. I don't know if you guys remember from Overwatch, but there was the Grill Master 76 where Soldier 76 was dressed and he was like a dad, right? Yeah. He had like the things in his belt, like the fucking
what's it called? Mustard, ketchup, the beer cans.
He had all the condiments and stuff.
Dude, he was dressed like he was barbecuing at the beach.
Yeah, he had socks with sandals on and everything like that. Gibraltar. I want a Grill Master Gibraltar skin. Lit. Tell me Gibraltar. First of all, let's not pretend Gibraltar can't fucking grill the shit out of some food.
No, I think
he can throw down on the grill. And then having him in that skin where he's got like a Hawaiian shirt, maybe half buttoned down. He's got the shorts, fucking pastel colors. He's got the sandals on with the socks up, hair up in the ponytail. Dude, I want that Gibraltar skin so damn bad.
I had two skins for Gibraltar. One, I wanted a skin where he's wearing a hula skirt and he's wearing a hula outfit. I thought that would just be dope. And then the other one is, have you guys ever seen the movie The Road to El Dorado?
Yes.
You know that the big guy that's the really nice guy? Yeah. He's dressed up like that, bro. If you could get a skin like that, would be sick.
That would be so cool. That'd be so cool.
And you guys got any other ones?
Yeah, so I actually one of the ideas I was thinking of when I was going through and looking at all these legends is it's so easy to pick and choose stuff that they're already known for, right? So a legend like Rampart, she's known for being greasy because she's working on stuff all the time. Yeah. She's like a mechanic. And then she's also known for her culture, and they already have the cultural skin. So I was trying to think of something outside of that box. I think it'd be really cool to see Rampart in like, you know those spy movies, and there's always the woman spy who kind of like is dressed chic with a nice dress, but she has, you know, the gun strapped to her leg. She's got the pistol on the leg. Yeah, I would love to see Rampart, hair down, nice looking like spy girl type skin.
Dude, I'm literally just picturing like Halle Berry in like some orange dress. That's what I'm picturing.
Yeah. Something like that.
I feel like I've seen her in a movie like that. I don't know what movie it was.
She was in James Bond.
That's what it was. It was James Bond.
So I would love to see something like that. And you would never think like, oh, Rampart's a spy. But I think it's cool to picture these legends outside of their environment and put them in different types of skins. And some of the ones that they had already done that followed that same thinking was Pathfinder's two of his legendaries. It looks like he's kind of like a race car. Right? Mm. There's no racing in Pathfinder's history, but the ones that where he has like the racing number and he's like all decked out in the red.
Yeah.
I think that's very interesting. So I like those kinds of concepts, and I think Rampart is a perfect legend to fit into something like that.
Can we get 80s skins?
Bro,
80s would be cool.
Like just full blown, like we're talking 80s disco hair metal, whatever it is at that time. I don't even know what phase of like time it is, but I want it. regardless, I want it. That would be sick.
Figuring into that, Lifeline was in a band. I would love to see a skin where she has the band's T-shirt on, maybe like the name of the band because she was a drummer, obviously. So what she wore, maybe when she was wearing playing the drums. So I would like to see something like that. But I want the band name on there. Like I need to have
like a band shirt, like she's wearing a band shirt.
Yeah, she's wearing band tee.
So I'd like to see something like that. That'd be super cool. And the last one I had was Crypto. I was thinking Crypto before he was in the games, where he was just like a scientist and he was like kind of nerdy looking. But we were looking at this battle pass. We were finally able to look at it, and it looks like they already had a similar idea to us. There was a skin that it looks like he's just his normal Crypto self before he gets into the games. So that was the only other one I had was that. I would like to see Crypto back before he was, Crypto, before he came into the games, and he was kind of just like a, I don't know exactly what he did, but it was something with software engineer or something like that. So
he worked in an office in like a cubicle and shit.
Exactly. Yeah. Something like that would be super cool. He was a leaker. Yeah, they don't like him at Respawn.
Yeah, no, that's why they keep teasing his heirloom and won't give it to us.
Yeah.
Has anybody said anything about Lifeline yet?
I said the band.
The band? Yeah. The band's good, but I'd love to see Lifeline in like a sundress.
That'd be cool too,
bro. Or like even like a Bond girl. Like either one of those would be fucking dope.
Rampart and Lifeline kind of fit into the Bond girl type thing for me.
Yeah. Definitely, because they're so far from that in their normal skins. Mm-hmm. That's always a treat to the fans, man. When you give them something that's so different than like the niche.
Yeah, like that was why that Soldier 76 skin was so crazy when it came out, because you're like, what the fuck? I need that right now. I don't even play Soldier.
Yeah. You immediately went and got him.
Yeah,
like,
the healing thing was like a beer can too.
Yeah, he would literally drop a beer can on the ground and he would heal.
So sick, and he had like the polarized, because Soldier 76 has those glasses in front, but he had the polarized dad glasses,
the dad
on.
Shades, bro.
Like the Dr. Disrespect.
Yeah,
ones.
Those are sick. My selfish self, I just want a Loba bikini skin, but I know that'll never happen.
Yeah, that's not.
They'll never do that. They'll never do it.
Listen, they put jiggle physics in the game. And it did not go to the right places on Loba.
Nope.
Correction, it went to the right place on Loba.
I would do some crazy things though for a Loba Catwoman skin.
That would be cool. Now that you bring it up, and
Batman would be sick to mix with this.
I was already thinking about Overwatch, but Hanzo's wolf skin. Loba means wolf, I think.
Yes, Loba means wolf.
So having like the wolf draped over, like the wolf skin draped over. Oh, dude,
that would be sick.
That'd be really cool.
Like the wolf head?
Yeah. I mean, I was already thinking Overwatch, but that would be really cool if we could get something like that.
Like a Huntsmaster skin or something. Yeah.
What do you guys think each skin or each legend should have as a skin? Send us a tweet, send us a DM on Instagram, send us a DM on TikTok, or just say it up in the Discord where everybody can discuss it with you. Join in on the discussion there, but don't forget to head on down to repsports.com where you can use code BANNER, BANNER, for 15% off all Raze Energy products. Use code BANNER to get 15% off all Raze Energy products. All right, boys, we're going to hit a quick ad and then get into our main discussion of the patch notes, and we will see you guys on the other side. All right, what is up, everyone? The patch notes for Season 9 are out. They have been out for the last few days, and we're not going to go through every single patch note. We're not going to go through every single thing like we normally do, because right now they came out like 4 or 5 days. So you've probably already read through them a lot, but we're going to go through the things that we thought were most important and maybe the things that you didn't pick up on here in these patch notes. So here we are. These ones were hefty, boys. We had a lot of patch notes to go through. We had the entire arena mode thing, the legend thing, the new weapon thing, the battle pass, and then on top of that, all the weapon changes, the legend changes, bug fixes, all of that type of stuff. So, Brian, I want to ask you first, what stood out to you the most here from these patch notes?
The big orange dick.
The big orange dick is a big thing.
Thick.
Cock. I actually had that as my first one as well.
It's very veiny.
It's veiny, dude.
Yeah, it is very veiny. That's like, but I love that there's something to rival the BBD now.
Yeah,
and you know what? It came in at opposing ends. Olympus is a hoe.
I actually think the big orange dick, it might be a little bit bigger. And that sucks to
Whoa.
say. I don't want to say that. It's
Whoa.
not something I want to say.
Those are fighting words.
It's not like I want to say
Listen,
it. It's not like I want to roast Big Blue Dick. It's not like I want to roast. It's the same thing as the devs. I don't want to roast them, but like when I see something that's obvious, I got to say something.
Listen.
And the big orange dick looks bigger.
Let me tell you right now.
And it's more veiny.
And it's more veiny.
It's more veiny, dude.
Let me tell you right now. I have not played this season yet. I have not had a chance to get home, download the game, and play the season. What I will say right now is I will put money that Big Blue Dick still has more bang for its buck and more loot than the Big Orange Dick.
No, dude, the Big
No,
Orange
the Big Orange
Dick
Dick had a lot
shy
of loot. Troy, you
fucking
landed with
gant-
us. How much loot was in
Bro,
that Big Orange Dick?
Big Orange Dick had so much fucking loot.
It's
dude.
More than the Big Blue Dick?
It had a
It's
lot.
gigantic.
Dude.
Bro.
It's
I
like I gotta say, dude, the Big Orange Dick's got a few more inches than the Big Blue Dick.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
There's some
Quite a
there's
few.
levels
Wow.
to it too. There's like a lower section with more
It's,
loot on
yeah,
the bottom.
it's thick.
That's right.
Yeah. So it's like
it's a
everywhere.
girthy dick.
So anything else, Brian, that stood out to you from these patch notes?
Actually, no, I got a whole list here, so I'm just going to list off one thing that I actually really liked how they brought this in. They had the foresight to think about this, was when you emote, there's the anti-peek.
Oh, yeah.
I
It's a
think
big
that's
thing.
because anyone who's ever played a third-person game, peeking a corner without risking your own life is huge. This anti-peek makes it so you can't see an enemy if you do that. And I am so excited to be able to sneak up on some motherfuckers that are trying to use that to peek and don't realize it. And I fuck them up real bad because they're trying to cheat the game system.
Well, it just seems like something that should have been implemented in a lot of other games anyway, and now it's, you're not going to do anything stupid unless you're in the clear there. So I think that's very cool, and I like the GIF that they showed in the patch notes that showed you like
What
the
it's like.
difference between both of them.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool.
I love that, and it wasn't. I didn't like it until I saw how it worked, and I go, okay, that's needed by a mile. Like that's needed.
Definitely.
The only thing on this patch notes that stands to me absolutely head and shoulders above the rest is there's a 6-shot Mozambique.
Dude, you're you fucking nerd.
It's fucking insane, bro.
You fucking nerd. Let me tell you what's fucking insane. This bow, holy shit, this bow is fucking insane, dude.
We play tested it today, bro.
I think it's too
insane.
strong. I think it's
Dude,
too strong.
It's almost the
insane.
projectile, the arrow is so fast, it's almost a hit scan with virtually zero drop. I thought it was going to be the exact opposite of that, right? Super high damage, but a slow projectile that drops a lot where you got to be really good to use it. Quite literally, the triple take has more drop than the bow. That's insanity.
It is. And not only that, but you can carry 2 of the hop-ups at once.
Yes.
And then you can put a 3 times on it.
fucking insane.
You can put any scope on it. I thought we said last week that you couldn't put scopes on it. You can put whatever the fuck you want on it.
No, it goes only up to 3 times.
Well, I mean, 3 times is a lot.
It's still
That's-
fucking
that's
insane.
Especially with no drop-off.
That's plenty for a bow.
Yeah,
Plenty.
very true.
And I got to say, too, I mean, I've been dinked with it a bunch. I think I had close to full blue, and I got a headshot and I downed in a arenas game.
There's not much fall off on damage either
No,
at
dude.
range. Like there's really not, and it's a silent weapon.
It doesn't have fall off at all, I don't think.
The silent weapon part is another big thing. I was watching some streamers play, and they were like, I don't know where they're shooting me from, but I can hear the arrows going by my
going
head.
by your head.
That is really cool.
So it's a really strong weapon, and I got to be honest, like I think they're probably going to dish out some nerfs pretty soon.
They're going to have to.
But I do think it's more of an arena weapon rather than a BR weapon.
I think you're right. I think the biggest reason for that is going to be the ammo supply. Even though you can get your bolts back, that means you have to go to where you were shooting at that enemy team. And honestly, this gun is great up close, but it's even better at range from what I've seen. And that means that your bolts are going to be pretty fucking far away. If you're not hitting your shot, you're in an even worse place. And then you have to go and collect all your bolts along with looting on top of it. Like, it is going to be time sensitive. And I think that, remember how energy ammo used to be very scarce?
Yeah.
And only one person on the team at most could run
An
an
energy
energy weapon?
Yeah.
That's going to be the bow.
Yeah, I can see that. I've played the BR only twice since the new update, and I only found arrows, I think, once or twice. So it's not going to be easy to find arrows, but that bow is going to be good, especially in the arena mode. It seems to be that weapon because if you played the arena mode, you understand that these maps aren't close quarters for the most part. You're kind of out in the open for a little bit until you start engaging, and the bow is that perfect weapon to use when you're not fully engaged yet, but you're trying to get the damage out. So I think it's a very good gun for the arena mode. One thing that I would like to say, anybody who thought Lifeline got a nerf, you're fucking stupid in your head, okay? You're dumb, because she got a buff, if anything. What's up?
That was us. We thought Lifeline.
We did. We all did. But
we all did.
Listen to this. No longer Combat Revive no longer deploys a shield. Okay, that sucks. But now you can revive 2 players at the same time. Holy fuck. Can now cancel the revive. Holy fuck. And allow the teammates to defend themselves with the knockdown shield. Holy fuck. Doc Drone. Heal rate increased from 5 HP per second to 8 HP per second. And the deploy time before healing is reduced roughly 33%. You drop that thing and you're immediately getting healed. Not only healed, but healed way more than you were before. Instantly insane. And then the cooldown reduced from the care package is now 5 minutes instead of 6. And it guarantees an upgrade, if possible, from the body shield or other equipment, including the helmet, the backpack, or the knockdown shield.
That is so
and it also
useful.
looks at your team and what they have, and also will like give you a mag for a gun you need or something like that too.
And with that being said, it's not a nerf, it's not a buff. It's just, like we've said before, it's kind of just putting her at a plateau to where she can be used to people who use her right, and to the people who are trying to use her, it might be a little bit of a learning curve. It's not going to be an instant, oh, I'm really good with Lifeline. You got to work at getting good with it, just like all the other legends that are slowly kind of getting to that level of balance that Respawn is trying to achieve.
It's like they're trying to hit a parity across all legends.
Exactly.
And I actually I love that idea of being able to say every legend in this game will be viable at some point, and they'll all be viable at the same point. I'm excited about that last part.
But yeah, so as a Lifeline main and somebody who's played Lifeline pretty much since day one, almost exclusively, it is nice to see that she's at a point where I can trust playing her in any situation, especially with that faster healing from Doc. So I love it. I'm over the moon for Lifeline.
On that note, on talks of buffs, I'm really happy about these Loba buffs. I haven't gotten a chance to play her yet, but from the Loba buffs, dude, she looks absolutely insane. I got to watch some of the players like pre-test it and stuff, and they said that the movement speed before and after you throw the bracelet is just absolutely insane. And
that's what she needed, dude.
Dude, that is exactly what she needed.
We've said it from the get-go for seasons now. All she needed was a buff to that bracelet. That's it. Just buff the bracelet, and she is a good legend at that point. She's playable.
I think she's going to be good this season, man. I think she's going to be really good.
I'm excited for that. Another thing that has to do with the whole loot thing with Loba makes me think about it is I actually really like what they did with the starter kits. Everyone starts out with essentially basic equipment, white level equipment across the board. 2 bars of shield. It helps take away the RNG. It raises the value of the loot pool itself because there's going to be more high tier items, which means Loba in turn gets a little bit better from that.
Yes.
Probably a little bit more so than the rest of the legends. It kind of helps everyone else across the board. But a Loba on your team, she's going to be able to loot for better items. And I think that just removing these shit items in the game drastically helps make this game more playable in the long run.
Well, yeah, and it just makes the BR better all the way around, man, because you're not opening a bin hoping for something and you just get white everything, and then you're just like, fuck, man, another white bin? Like I don't need this shit. I need better stuff, Yeah.
I don't need my 20-second freaking white knockdown shield.
Yeah.
When I already have a purple. Like I'm not going to ever it's just a waste. It's a waste of a slot. Like once you get past the initial part of the game, all the white armor, all the white helmets, all the white knockdown shields are a waste of a slot inside of the game's loot pool.
Yeah, well, they're still going to have white armor, they said, for shield swapping shenanigans, which I'm okay with that. That's fine with me. But
the white helmet and the white...
Yeah, that's not needed anymore.
That's not needed. I'm fully fine with getting rid of that. So, Loba got some great nerfs. There's one legend on this list that took some buffs, or took some...
nerfs.
Wow, I said that.
You said that.
Loba got some great buffs, but there's one legend on this list that took some serious nerfs.
Yes.
And I am very heartbroken and sad to say, but understanding that Horizon is dead.
She's done.
She's done.
She
Have
got
you guys
shafted,
seen
bro.
how slow she climbs?
It's so fucking slow.
Oh my god, dude, it's so bad.
But I mean,
It's
like,
so bad.
I feel like we were complaining a little bit about the Horizon Strafe, but we didn't need it to go to this level of a nerf. We just wanted the left and right strafe at the top to be a little bit nerfed.
Yeah,
everything
left
else
and right needed to be nerfed. The strafe, but the movement speed up
was
not.
fine.
That did not need.
So they kind of went overboard on it, and this is one of those changes where I feel like it made her too useless. It wasn't like a Lifeline change where now Lifeline is like at a nice plateau to where she can sit at for a while.
Yeah.
I feel like this one was a little over the top.
It might be just slightly over the top, but actually, I think it's very similar to what they did to Wraith. How they changed her ability, because essentially there are 3 legends in this game that all had this. I mean, 4 if you count Mirage for a very short period of time, but I'm not going to count that. 3 legends in this game that all had essentially a get out of jail free card for at least a season, and that was Wraith, Horizon, and Pathfinder. And I'm talking very early Pathfinder, 15-second grapple that the timer started as soon as you latched onto something. That Pathfinder.
That was insane.
That was a lot, especially when you had a gold shield or gold helmet. That was a lot. But basically, like, they kind of did something the same, where Wraith's ability is no longer a get out of jail free. You can still use it if you have to try to get away, but you try not to. It's more of an engagement or repositioning tool that you use early to mid fight. You know, you're repositioning mid fight, or you're repositioning preemptively during the or before the fight, and that's kind of what it is. It's almost turned her more into a Wraith-like player, which, as we've seen, Wraith was still very good after that happened to her. So I think she still might be good. She's just going to have a very different play style, and I think she's going to be more ult focused.
Yeah, I feel that, man. I think that the black hole is literally so strong that they couldn't let her have such strong other abilities. You know what I mean? Because the black hole is literally still insane. Like, they did not touch that thing at all.
No, I mean, not this with this patch, but they have touched it. They've made the range smaller on it, I believe. But like it's still very
It's still
strong.
really insane.
No, it's still very strong.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to be.
Yeah, it's an ult. I mean,
it's
got to be.
It's an ult that does not damage.
Yeah, so it's got to suck him in pretty strong. Yeah, I got you. The Horizon nerf, man, I feel like it was well deserved, but I do feel like they did kind of do it over the top. I didn't think that. I like the kickoff at the top, so you can like only stay on top for like 4 seconds now, I think, or something like that. It's not long enough for you to pop a bat like you used to be able to. That's what I like about it. But I do think that the going up slower, I think, is just horrendous.
I think the strafe is fine. The horizontal movement being nerfed is fine. I think the kickoff at the top is fine because it just makes you start using the bat on the way up. Mm-hmm. So you have to not be shooting at him. You can't defend yourself on the way up. But I think that the rate that you go up needed to be quick. It doesn't have to go right back to what it was. But like, if there's a dead middle ground between those two, I feel like that would be a really good spot for her to be at.
Yeah. Another thing that I wanted to bring up was the emotes. They knocked it out of the park with the emotes. I love all of them. They're all so interesting. Lifelines is so cute. Just her sitting on her drone, just looking at you like after you just win a game. Like, the emotes are so cool, especially in the menu. It adds some more personality to the already full of personality Apex menu that there was. You had the background of the map you just won at with your team, your teammates right there. It's very cool to see all that. But now it's even better because you get to add in those emotes where everybody's excited. They just won the game. I love the introduction of emotes. And I think it's good, too, because for a lot of people who are level 500 who have played since day one, you're running out of things to, like, want to get from packs. And I guess from a businessman perspective, I'm looking at it like they need to add some more stuff to where we can, want to go after those things, want to get them. So the emotes are very cool. I love these emotes.
Being able to win and then emote is sick as fuck, honestly.
It's awesome.
And like, there's some really cool gold ones, like the Loba one where she's golfing. And then like there's a Fuse one where Fuse pulls out a guitar and starts playing the guitar, and it's hecka sick.
I'm not going to lie, I freaking love Watson's.
Yeah,
Watson's
the Nessie one.
The Nessie one is so sick.
Yeah.
Which I love how they made Nessie so closely tied in with Watson, the little sea monster.
Yeah.
Troy.
Watson's very keen on sea
love it,
monsters.
dude.
She's very keen on
loves
sea
sea
monsters.
Oh, so you're
only the cute ones, man.
are you
She's
jumping
got
on
standards.
I'm not
board?
jumping. I'm saying
Yes,
she likes
you
sea
are,
monsters.
dude.
I'm not
Get on,
jumping
what
on.
the fuck?
I'm saying she likes Nessie, which is a sea monster.
We
I
would
didn't say
prefer the
anything about
term
squids.
jumping in.
He's dipping a toe.
Yeah, you're dipping it.
I would
You're
say-
He's toe dipping. He's toe dipping.
I would say that I'm rolling up my pants sleeves and I'm stepping in, but I'm not in yet. I'm still just putting my feet in the
But he's
water.
close though.
I'm closer to it.
That's real.
There we go.
But
Kyle-
like my brain is like slowly deteriorated towards it.
There you go. That's the
But
goal.
I just gotta see if I can get back out
Every episode, just deteriorate your brain a
a
little.
little bit more.
Yep.
I can do
Till we
that.
get you
Kyle,
there.
I saw matches that were not in the toilet. Does that mean that you took my advice?
No.
You're still throwing them in there.
Who's
Those
been doing
are
that?
yours.
Then? Are those really mine
Those are the ones you left last.
that I pulled out of your toilet?
Yes.
Okay.
What
Well, I
the
added
fuck?
another. I added another one to it.
What the fuck?
Well, dude,
No.
No, don't.
it's
even.
not a big deal, bro.
We're not.
I'm
No,
just
we're
saying
just gonna
matches
we're gonna-
can be the catalyst for
guys
starting
remember how Kyle
clogs in
came
your
in, like-
pipes.
Really can't.
Guys, remember how Kyle came in last place, like -4 and something bones?
It was pretty impressive. It was almost more impressive. Who won that season?
I don't know, but I remember who lost.
Brian, guys,
I don't even remember.
guys.
I remember how many
It wasn't
tweets
even
I
that
got about
season.
it. It
Don't
was
bring me
insane.
down
It
right
was
now.
the season before that.
Don't bring me down. I'm not listening.
I don't even remember what season it was. Last note I had from the patch notes was I love that the Arc Star doesn't stun immediately if you stick somebody. I like that because the issue with the Arc Stars were that it was like such a better grenade that there was like no use to the other two. Even though they're good in their own respects, the Arc Star, dude, like it literally stunned the shit out of you and then it would like kill you instantly. So it was like that. It was crazy.
It was something dumb. Like if you stuck somebody with it, all you had to do was put on 40 damage, and it would instantly kill the player.
And it made sense that there was a stun before there was a legend named Fuse in the game.
Dude.
Now that there's him, it makes a lot more sense to get rid of that.
The Arc Star Fuse combo is fucking insane, bro.
Yes.
You don't know how many
Fuse-
times I stuck people and killed them last season.
He's just sitting there throwing fastballs at people.
It's exactly.
Yeah, that was pretty. That's a good change. I like that change.
That's all I have for the patch. I'm good on all that.
I got one more that I feel like we have to mention.
Mm-hmm.
We have not talked about it the entire time, and we haven't done this since I think season 5.
What's going on?
Season 4 is how did we go through an entire new season of patch notes without talking about the new legend one time?
Oh, we do this every time.
Every
Dude.
time, dude.
Last time this happened was with Rampart.
Yeah, very true.
Okay, yeah, Volk. Well, here's the thing, though, Brian. We
Everyone
barely
knows.
got to play her, even though we've been on the game since 10 a.m. We just haven't gotten to play her. So we
It's-
got to play her about 30 minutes before we started recording. She seems nice, but I haven't gotten to use her in game, so I don't have anything for you.
You understand her kit though. Like
It's
you
cool.
know, like speculate on the kit and actually after being behind the control of it and all that. Like, give
what
me a
I
little
will
feedback.
what I will say is her ult takes a very long time to start. And by very long time, I mean a couple of seconds. But in Apex, that's a lot of time. So
3 seconds is a difference.
a very long time.
Like,
She
that's a
kind of just
full
floats
death.
for a second, and then a bar has to come up to the top before you can float with your team. That's enough time for you to get railed, and so that the ult was a little strong. I mean, a little weak in my opinion.
But it's not supposed to be a get out of jail free card. It's supposed to be a repositioning tool, which is why I think
no, I
it's
understand
supposed
I
that.
don't even know if it's a repositioning. I think it's like a rotating. You know, like it's
Yeah.
not. By that I don't mean rotating mid fight. I mean like your rotations in the circle. You're able to balloon hop from anywhere you want. Like,
Yeah.
I think it's that.
Whatever tool it is, what I'm saying is, like, if you're rowing a boat and you bring a spatula, yeah, it's similar to an oar. It is a tool, but it still won't get the job done. Her ult, whatever type of tool it is, it doesn't matter if you're floating there for 3 seconds, you're dead. You know what I'm saying? Like you would have to use that ult behind absolute cover, and then it defeats the purpose of the ult if you're inside a building because you're stuck within the barrier of the building, and so you're kind of just stuck there anyway. So it just seems like I think it's what I said to Troy. I think they're gonna have to buff this to where it launches a little faster because you're kind of floating there. But I do get what you're saying. Like it is a tool for repositioning. I just think that it doesn't really matter when you're kind of just floating in midair for 3 seconds.
I think the window of vulnerability is a little bit high. Maybe drop it down 1 more second.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't need to go beneath that. Anything beneath that, it becomes a get out of jail free card.
Yeah.
Which is as we've learned in this game, is not a good thing.
No.
Yeah.
Not in
So
this one.
I think even 2 seconds on it might be pushing it.
The passive is really, really good.
It's fun, too.
And all of them together. I mean, the fact that she can scan beacons, the fact that when you're shooting out of the drop ship, you can see all the people like very, very clearly, like targets them in like a weird way. And then also the fact that the jetpack is insane. It kind of, if you kind of double jump with it, you can kind of like boost yourself to like the left or the right or the like even back, and it kind of feels like old Call of Duty jetpack boosting.
I did not know that was even a thing with her yet.
It's pretty sick.
That's actually kind of cool. Like,
yeah, so I mean, she looks decent, and I don't know how we always forget to talk about the legend in the game. We always do that. Like, we literally always forget the new legend, but she seems to be very cool. Her and Loba might be fucking on the low.
Yeah, no, that's the new thing. I'm
wait,
excited.
seriously?
Yeah.
Might
yeah.
be fucking on the low,
Might
bruh.
be fucking on the low.
Yeesh.
Respect.
Mad respect.
Anything else, boys, before we move on to the new gambling
The
segment?
rockets are sick.
The rockets are cool.
The rockets
Those
are
cool.
sick.
One of the coolest animations in this game.
Yeah, by far. Another thing I want to throw out really quick is the Havoc. No recoil. Fucking insane.
Havoc in the arena mode, if you're not buying that as your first gun in the first round, you're an idiot. The Havoc, way less recoil. It only costs $350 in the menu.
Shreds.
Buy the Havoc first gun in the arena.
If you can
Otherwise,
get
you're a
the purple-
dumb idiot. You're dumb
If you can
and you're
get the
stupid.
purple Havoc with the turbocharger, bro, fucking shits on everybody.
Exactly.
G7.
Brian, it's like 500. Anyway, we got to teach Brian. He'll be playing with us soon. All right, boys, we're going to move on down to the gambling segment of the show. We're going to be working out the new gambling, and then we will see you guys on the other side. All right, ladies and gentlemen, gambling time. I don't even remember who won the last one, but we're starting a new
I know who
season.
lost.
I know who lost. It was Kyle.
Yeah.
And it was impressive because
Well, he didn't
just
but the
lose.
thing is, we're talking about a loss from 2 seasons ago. That was that impressive.
Yes.
2
And
gambling seasons. That's insane.
what even happened? Did we even play last season?
Oh, man. I don't know what happened.
I almost want to say it doesn't count.
I feel like we just took a hiatus.
I almost want to say that. I won't say it. In my head, I'm thinking it, though.
There's definitely,
Whoever ended up winning that, I call that a
I-
Mickey Mouse championship.
I was going to say, maybe, yeah.
It's a win with an asterisk next to it.
Yeah, it's an asterisk win.
I'm going to Disneyland.
Mickey.
What's wrong, Troy?
Troy, what happened?
Troy,
Why are you
what's
so
going
quiet?
on, bro?
Everything okay?
Yeah. what's
Your
going
forehead's
on?
on your mic. Why is your forehead on
What's
your mic?
what's going on?
You seem a little depressed.
No, I'm good.
Okay,
you sure?
All right.
Yeah.
Oh.
He says he's good.
All right.
He says
All
he's
right.
good.
He says he's good.
He
We're
says
fine.
he's good. All right, boys.
Mickey
so,
Mouse Championship? Are you fucking kidding me, dude? The fucking 3-time? Bro, you guys have no fucking respect. You have absolutely no tact in the way that you roast. You knew that I was sensitive, and you chose to to push that button anyway. I don't
Listen,
fucking appreciate this.
I
The
can't-
fucking loser over there, the negative Nancy, I don't appreciate him even getting to talk about last season. Why are you guys such haters? No, shut the fuck up, Brian. Put your hand down. You fucking Hogwarts ass sitting at your desk raising your hand like a little pussy ass bitch ass. I'm so upset. I'm so mad.
You mean the underdog
I need to
champion?
breathe.
Hold on.
Oh,
Why are
I
you
need
talking
to
about the
breathe.
3 times?
I need to breathe.
Why are you talking about 3 times? We all
I
know
am
Kyle's
the
lost
3
3 times.
Wait, we all know I'm the
Listen,
5-time
boys.
negative champ, right?
Boys. Brian, Wyatt, Kyle, shut the fuck up. I won last season.
Did you?
It was my 3rd win. I am the BR champion. Why can't I get a little bit of respect around here?
we
Still not
said
the point
you won
leader.
the
Yeah.
championship. We just said it was.
You
a
said you
Mickey
couldn't
Mouse
even remember who won.
I
Well,
did remember. I
Process
just
of
remembered,
elimination.
I just remembered it was the Mickey Mouse championship of the group. That's all.
Fucking done with you guys.
Mickey Mouse.
I'm never buying beer again. I'm not restocking the fridge. I'm done. I'm not doing it.
Well,
This is what you did.
That's more torture
This is
to
what
you than anything.
This is what you. That's true.
He'll be back next week with some.
He'll be back next week with 30.
All right, so this gambling season, we're not going to start gambling this week. We're going to get some stats. We don't know any of the outline of it. We're going to say it right now on the podcast. So, boys, let's start with trying to figure this out. Now, we want to gear it towards the arena. That's the only thing that we know. It's going to be all arena. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All of us at this table, we're saying I. Say I.
Aye.
Aye.
There you go. Okay, so it's all arena-based. Now, what are we going to be gambling on? Some things that I think would be good. Obviously, kills.
Kills.
Wins.
Wins
Yeah,
would be
definitely.
dope.
Wins
Yeah.
would be huge because now it's a 50-50 win or loss.
Huge.
Right?
That is.
So you get wins. And then assists, maybe?
Assists.
Damage, definitely.
Oh, damage should be one.
We gotta do
damage over assist, I would say.
And max as well.
Maxes?
Max damage.
It doesn't
Okay.
take anything to get an assist. You just
No,
have to
no.
shoot him like one time.
Yeah,
right?
you really don't have to do much
I mean,
for
the
an
same thing can
assist.
go with kill when we're talking about
I know,
Kyle.
but I think we should go with assists though, because then I like keeping track of that stat. Because what if somebody just gets like an outrageous amount of assists but doesn't get the kills?
Well, it's all we have to do is write it down.
I mean, I think obviously what we're doing this week is we're outlining the things that we would like to bet on.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think we take a week's worth of stats and we pick the ones that say these are the ones that are the easiest to set lines for and
What if we
calculate and things like that. And then we'll obviously have a little way to spice it up in there every now and then.
Now, I do think an interesting prop bet would be based on the map, plus or minus whatever many wins on this map, a particular map. I think it would be cool to learn at everybody at this table which map they seem to thrive off of based off their stats.
That'd be cool.
And I think that'd be interesting.
I
you
think
know?
just that'd be definitely something we could do. We could do a map tracking on it. So just whatever map you're playing on.
And
just
it
put the
changes
first-
weekly,
just-
right?
No, it changes hourly.
No, but I mean weekly. Wait,
So there's always 3 maps in rotation. One of those maps rotate out
Weekly.
every week, but the 3 maps that are in rotation, they rotate from my understanding
Every 15
every
minutes.
15 minutes.
Oh, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it every 15 minutes?
Yeah, that's why we
Holy
played so many
shit.
different maps. So I think it would be cool to have like some sort of stat like that. I think that'd be really interesting.
We could definitely work something like that. That's definitely going to be a mid-season.
Yeah, we gotta.
At the mid-season split is when that one would have a chance to come in, just because to get that much data on the maps when they're only coming in once every week. Every other week we're getting a new set.
Maybe
we're looking 3 weeks in before we even get 1 rounds with the stats on each one.
Maybe we could have like a personal bet on yourself. I'm not losing on this map, and place like some odds on it or something like that.
What about highest win streak?
Win
Win
streak.
streak, I think. Win streak could definitely
Win
be
streak
one.
would be
would be a
an
really
easy,
good
one. I think-
easy one to bet.
I think win
Win
streak.
streak 1 would be sick. Because if you have a fat win streak, bro.
I got a better one. What if it's how many sweeps can you do?
Oh, full sweeps?
Oh,
Can
many
you,
3-0s?
Can you do a 3-0? Can you 3-0 or 3-1?
It would have to be 3-0.
Let's do
if
a
we
3-0.
if we
If
start
we
doing
do a
3
3-0.
ones, it'll get really confusing.
Yeah, let's do 3-0s. How many 3-0s you can get?
How many
That's
3-0s?
insane.
Which is honestly, you have to be playing fucking lights out to be doing that. I already know it.
Now, how are we going to do? Are we going to do 12 games again?
These are much shorter
So-
games, so it's
They are shorter games
up to you
because
guys.
you guys said some of the rounds last pretty long.
some of them-
sometimes.
sometimes it depends
So-
on the game. Sometimes you 3-0 people though.
Because
Like
it go,
very
what is
easily.
it? Best of 7.
No, it's like
No.
whoever gets to
Or it's first to 3, but you have to win by 2. It's tennis rules essentially.
pretty much.
Yeah.
But at the 7th game, which if we're going for stats, 7th game is like a gold gem for us. By the way, that's what that like when you see a game 7 hit, that's sudden death in this. That
Game
means
9 is actually something.
Is it?
It's
Game
round
9.
9.
Oh, is it round 9?
Round
Yeah.
9 is
That's
sudden death.
insane. Round 9
Yes.
is sudden death.
Mhm.
So if you get to round 9 sudden death, that's absolutely huge for these stats lines.
Yes.
So I think there's going to be a whole thing of how many game 9s are they going to get?
Yeah.
We still haven't gotten around 9.
That's what I mean.
I got one round 9 today. How is it?
The highest I've been is round 7.
So, like that, the whole round 9, round 7 thing, that's going to be something, at least, we don't have to set it as a line, but it's definitely something, a stat that I'm going to need to know.
Keep track of, yeah.
To keep track of, so that, because that tells me
So how many
to set-
rounds in the game?
Because we average 3 round 9s. If Kyle averages 3 round 9s a week, you damn well better bet that his damage and his max are going to be way higher lines than they should be.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because odds are you already put on a lot of damage. You too, to be honest. If you get round 9s, you're going to be putting on a shit ton of damage in those games, and you're going to be hitting your max. If I set it for a normal game of them.
maybe this type of gambling would be less towards the damage because of the reasons you said, and maybe it's more towards how many rounds you're able to win. Because the point is you're trying to win rounds, right?
Yeah. Do you guys remember back in what was it? Call of Duty. It was one of the Call of Duty game modes. It was Demolition.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Where you would purposely lose certain rounds to carry on to the extra rounds just so you would get more experience.
Mm-hmm.
That could, if we are judging off damage and max in this, you could very well end up doing that and kind of fixing it and so that you can get higher damage. Like you winning 2, letting them win 1, and then you always just staying 1 ahead of them the whole time, the entire rest of the time.
Even if you lose the game, then you can still hit your max.
Even if you lose the game, you get your max, but because you've drawn it out rounds and you're not actually fighting the game, you're just baiting it in. I feel like damage is something that's very...
Could be really finicky in this,
Yeah.
So I would say maybe we place a number on rounds 1 in 12 games. So realistically, you have to win at least 3 rounds, and then you can multiply that by 12. And then kind of come up to a number on that.
What if we do a rounds 1, but the most you can win per match is capped at 4? Or capped at 3?
Capped at 3?
So, like, you can't go to 9 rounds and get 5 wins from 1 match. You're capped at 3. That way you...
So you'd have to win 3 rounds every single time.
Yeah, that way, like, if you're going to hit your max rounds 1, and we can adjust this as it goes, but say we have 12 games, max round 1, that's 36 rounds that you could win. Are they going to hit their max rounds?
There was a couple games where I got absolutely smoked, too. Like, I didn't win a round.
Yeah, like, it's not going to be... When we're playing Apex SPM, we know there's going to be times you're going to get steamrolled.
So then we could say, 12 games, you need to at least win 3 rounds. That would be 36 rounds 1 is what you're looking for. You're looking for a perfect 36. Imagine if somebody was able to pull off the perfect 36 rounds 1. That'd be like a perfect game.
That'd be impossible.
No, it's like bowling a perfect game.
Exactly.
That's very difficult to do. The only way that you could get higher, because that also fits in with the 3-0s. Like, you getting a 3-0 is essentially hitting what used to be a max for our old scores. The damage is the rounds 1 because it's the higher stat over time, the average damage type deal, right? But because that's more of an average over time over the 12 games. But the 3-0s, when you start hitting 1, 2, 3-0s, how many times do you hit your max this week?
So it's more
that's
about...
kind of what that is. You just hit your 3 and you're done. You're already like, I won that game. Doesn't matter. We're in. We're out. I got all the points I could have possibly got out of it.
Yeah, I like that. Because then you're more about winning the game than putting on damage.
Yeah, so that's what
I like that. We want to win. We want wins because we're also tracking wins.
So then we would say, if we put a line on it, though, we wouldn't say 36 because that would be the max. So you would say something like, I think Kyle will get 25 rounds 1 over, right? Is that what we're trying to say?
Basically, if max in 12 games is 36, I'm going to say Kyle starting out. I think that Kyle's round line will be at 25.5.
Okay. And so once you hit 3, though, even if you don't win, that game is maxed.
Exactly. So for Kyle to do it, he would essentially have to hit
over 2/3.
Over 2/3. He has to hit just over 2/3 of the rounds he
not counting 5-round games.
He has to get at least 1 game.
So
3, you would have to get at least 1 round or 2 rounds with 3 wins. And the rest of them, you would at least have to have 2 rounds won in each other one.
Okay. So what if I tie the game? What if it's 2 rounds, and then we end up winning 4 rounds to 2?
That only counts as 3.
It only counts as 3.
You cap out at 3.
Yeah. Cap out at 3
cap out at 3 per game.
No matter what happens.
So as long as I get 3 rounds won, it counts.
So it would be like, say for instance, so there's no hitters and there's perfect games, right?
Yeah.
If you were able to win every game and you won 3 rounds every single time, that would be kind of like a no-hitter because you would get the 36 rounds.
Yeah.
But if you wanted the perfect game, you would want to win every single round and get to 36 without losing a single one, which would be almost impossible. But a perfect game is almost impossible.
If you won,
but if I get a perfect game,
that would be insane.
If you hit a perfect game, that's basically the equivalent in this is hitting a max. You steamrolled some other team. It's like over under. Will Kyle get 1 3-0?
Okay,
this week.
Okay.
That would be a bet. Like,
Right.
and you'd be like, I think Kyle has it in him to steamroll one other team.
Definitely.
That would be too
Or
easy.
Kyle's just being
One or two,
absolutely
or maybe
shit.
three,
Or
or
Kyle's-
however many.
Well, Kyle's SPMM is just absolutely shitting on him, and he's playing against some Apex Predators because he
Right.
balled out last week.
That's real.
He might get absolutely steamrolled himself.
So then we should cross out the average damage, max damage,
Yeah.
right?
Let's
Get that out of there.
Get rid of the damage. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we've got
So right now we would have
kills,
kills,
wins.
wins.
I kind of feel like assists.
I feel like you don't need the win streak if we're doing the rounds one.
Okay, then we win.
Oh, wait,
that
no,
could be like
no,
a
no.
prop. That could be a prop.
Keep
maybe.
keep the win streak. I
Okay.
like the win streak.
Okay. So assist, we can track assists if you want to. We want to be careful with this because we are going to add a ton of bets to this.
Yeah, I think
And
we
I
should
don't-
take assists out.
Well, no.
It-
Let's just keep assists and
if we-
just keep track of it for a
Okay.
week.
If
Okay.
we're going to be okay, so I'm going to put it under things to track down here.
Yeah.
So
Well,
these are we're going to have the list. We know kills are going to be a stat. We know wins are going to be a stat. We know the rounds are going to be a stat. Right?
So you got to keep track of round wins. You got to keep track of game wins, and you got to keep track of.
No, Kyle, the way you would do it is basically say you
Just
get
put the
four,
score.
put 4 kills, and you won 4 kills, 3 and 1,
Yeah, that would.
and
be
then we know
Oh, 3
you got
rounds to
3.
1?
Yeah.
If you won 4 and 2,
even if you won,
we count that as a 3.
a 3, you'd max it out because
Yeah.
you just write the score and then we could calculate it at
Yeah,
at the beginning
just
of the
write.
week.
we could also do average rounds won.
Average rounds won might be a thing too, but the
That's
only
also-
issue with it is like average rounds won per game is going to be like some very like it's either going to be 1, 2, or 3 or some very small variation of that, and it's going to be really hard to like calculate.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
I
going to
feel
end up with like a 2.3. The difference, are you going to be over or under 2.3?
And it's going to be
Yeah.
very
it's
hard
like-
to like bet
Yeah,
on.
I got you.
Yeah.
That would actually be like if you're trying to be as accurate as possible. That would be slightly more accurate, but it's just harder to bet on.
Yeah.
I feel that.
And we want to we have paper in front of us to read it. It's hard for the listeners to follow along with some of these things.
Yeah, we want to make it as easy as possible.
For people just to come in to follow. 3-0s is going to be one.
I think 3-0s and 3-0s map and win streak would fall under like a prop bet category.
Map,
We should come up with a cool name for 3-0s.
flawless.
Flawless victory.
I mean, I feel like that's just a given.
I feel like we need
We'll figure it out. That'll come.
I
That'll
gotta
come.
spitball something.
Yeah, win streak. So win streak, I think the map is definitely a prop at one.
prop,
These are
yeah.
things that I want to just track right now.
Okay.
Just because that way we can't make these prop bets, we can't make these like little niche lines here and there without actually knowing what they are.
The value of them. So I think maybe
So-
we should have 3 categories where it's like this is like
These are the bets.
Those are like the bets. Those are like the spread, the over under.
Yeah,
and
what we've been doing
bread and
essentially
butter.
for the past
money line. Yeah,
however many seasons we've been doing this.
exactly. And then the 3-0s, the win streaks, the I feel like those are props because you could say no. I'm going to go on a fat win. I can feel. I think Kyle will go on a 5-game win streak, and I'm going to put a lot of money on it. But that's like a prop that the odds of that happening are very low, and we might even want to go back to the old days where we placed a 2 times value on that type of stuff.
Maybe. It
So-
depends on how many 3-0s we get. in shit.
Yeah,
I
like
think we gotta
need.
get some.
We
stats.
still have
need
to
stats.
calculate all
Yeah,
this.
we gotta get some stats.
We still need stats before we can finalize any of this. Right now, what I have written down is I have as the bets that we know will be allowed to be placed is right now we have 4 of them. We have kills, so your total kills. We have your total wins. We have the number of over or under the number of rounds they have won. And we, as we said, each game caps out. You can only get 3 total rounds won that count towards your score per game. That's so you can't farm the rounds. So you can't get 5 wins in a round on round 9
Still getting a
and get
perfect
5.
score would be
It's-
insane.
That
But
would be
you would
nuts.
have to get at least
3 rounds.
3 rounds,
Every
which
single game.
exactly. That's what you need to average out to, which is a win. You have to essentially have the ability to win every single game you play. So rounds, over, under, and then we would have the last one, which is the next most straightforward one that everyone can understand, is assists.
Now assist is still up in the air.
Assist,
it's very easy to get an assist.
From what we've done before in the past and our experience with the gambling segments before, I will state that it is seeming to be easier to follow auditory for our listeners when we have less main bets to go off of, especially if we're betting quarters and halves, which if we add in all this stuff, I'm actually in favor of getting rid of the quarters and halves because we're adding in prop bets. We're adding in different things like that are going to be coming later. And I wouldn't be opposed to just doing kills, wins, rounds as it, and then assist. If we see that can be something that adds in, we can add it in. But I think that it's not necessary.
What if we just moved it down to halves, but for the rounds, rounds is always just full straight across total. There's no half or
there's no halves and rounds.
Yeah, but I think kills and wins could be a half.
I think those could be halves. First half wins, first half kills. I think that's fine. Assists, you could essentially do the same thing, but I think we cut out the quarters.
Yeah,
we'll cut out quarters. Quarters adds too much to keep track of, and it makes it really hard.
Are we still doing 12 games, or what do you guys want to do?
That's the other thing. Do we want to keep doing 12?
I like 12. I don't think we really gain much by doing 16.
I think 16 adds more time commitment to it.
Yeah.
That we get similar stats and similar outcomes from 12.
All right.
So
we'll stick with 12 then.
If we're only doing halves, I mean, that's still a
6
6 game first half and a 6 game second half.
I was going to say, and if we, for some reason, are seeing and that these are taking longer in time period, or we have a lot more
9-round
games or 5-round games or 7-round games, whatever it is, and it's getting to the point where it's a little hard to manage 12 of them, I wouldn't actually be opposed to saying, because we're just doing halves, cut it down to 10 or 8. And 8 is like an extreme. We're hitting the 9s. If we're hitting 7s consistently, maybe down to 10, and that's just to shorten the time, but we're still going to be able to get the stats. And because we're playing so many rounds with more engagements, we're going to have more engagements, more fights in this than we did in any sort of the Battle Royale.
Yeah, because we're constantly fighting.
We're getting more content from this than we will anything else. So I'm not opposed to having less games for higher quality.
I think it should just stay at 12.
We'll keep it at 12 for now.
Because we played 12 games of the actual Battle Royale mode, and that took like up to 20 minutes. Dude, literally, I 3-0'd some team in like 5 minutes today.
Which could be a huge beneficiary. Like, I don't think that we need to cut down. It's if we find out once the skill-based matchmakings just start kicking our asses and stuff, and every game we're in is a sweaty-ass game where it's back and forth consistently, okay, then one, skill-based matchmaking is doing something absolutely insane, and fucking that's what skill-based matchmaking should be. Is the idea behind it is you want it as tight as possible, so you're playing only against people who are just as good as you, no one better, no one worse type deal. You have to actually outplay them. But that would be the situation where we would start cutting games out, so we have similar amount of engagement, but less time restriction in it.
Okay, so let's go through the outline real quick. We're going to say 12 games. We have our bets that we're going to record this week, or our stats that we're going to record for this week. And then by next week, we'll have enough information to where we can honestly say what we're going to continue to record, and then what we may drop, and then what we might add. Because we're going to have a full... All of us at the table will have played it at that point. Yeah. Because Brian's the only one who still hasn't gotten to play yet, and then he'll be able to have played at this point. Now, the other question, Brian, for you, if you're keeping stats, would you like us to play 12 on our own, like by ourselves, and then 12 with like teammates, or do you just want 12 straight up?
As long as you guys are doing 12, what I have learned from watching your guys' stats, it actually doesn't make too much of a difference whether you're playing with somebody or without. I know you guys say that when you have a teammate with you or something like that, either you play worse because you feel more pressure, or you feel like you're playing a lot better because you have someone more reliable. I think in this one, it's not going to matter too much because just about everyone has the ability to, especially when skill-based matchmaking comes in, has the ability to 3-0 the other team. Everyone in this table knows how to put a freaking crosshair on somebody and shoot. So I don't care if you play with somebody or without, because if you play with somebody, you might get more wins, but your kills might fucking drop like crazy because they're being more balanced out. You might get more assists because you're just on the edge and they play really well coming off of you. That good tag team mechanic.
Yeah.
Or you guys might play like shit and just one person gets all the kills and is trying to piggyback the whole thing, and the other person just dies, or one person's trying to piggyback the whole thing and is dying every time, and then the other two guys are just cleaning up. Like, I don't think it matters whether you guys are playing together or not. I also would love to give you the option to play together if you want to, because that would make great streaming content.
100%.
100%.
And how much could you roast each other midstream? Troy, you better not hit this fucking bet.
Exactly. All right, boys. So that should just about do it. We're gonna go ahead. Like, I think we're all ready to fucking play right now.
I'm so psyched,
dude. I just want to go. I want to play Arena with actual all the legends there. Because
dude, I'm so excited to play Val.
That's right, dude. I'm so excited. All right, let's get the fuck out of here. All right, boys. Episode 35. It's a quick one. Thank you guys for tuning along. The cafe's no longer on fire. Get in there, play the games, have some fun. Roast the devs accordingly. Be nice about it. Don't be an asshole. Don't be a douchebag. Just be like, hey, don't be throwing rocks at us when you got some stuff you got to fix. Okay?
Constructive criticism.
Constructive criticism, okay? We're going to move on. We're going to have a lot of fun. Season 9, actually, with all the problems it had today, looks so fucking promising. Looks so good. The BR mode, we've barely gotten to play, but the 2 games I've played, I've had a lot of fun on the Olympus map. I'm so excited. I haven't gotten to play in World's Edge in a long time. I'm actually kind of excited to drop back in there and see what's up.
I'm excited for World's Edge. Like, it's been long enough. I'm ready. I'm ready to go back and have my heart broken.
Exactly. It's like that uncle that's not your favorite because he's kind of an asshole, but every time you hang out with him, like every once in a while, you have a good time. It's cool. You're like, all right, he's like my dad, except different.
And then he stays for like 3 weeks on the couch. You're like, okay, dude, when the fuck are you getting out?
Get out of here. Which is what happened with Kings Canyon right now.
Yeah.
So let's get in there. Let's have some fun. Don't go too crazy. Have some fun out there in the arena mode. If you ever see me on the other side, you're getting fucked up. Just know that for sure. All right, boys, let's get out of here. We will see you guys next week. See ya.
Peace.